On the track now, the women's 400-meter hurdles world record holder is Kim Batten of the U.S. And the conditions couldn't be more ideal on the track in Monte Carlo. Just about 77 degrees, no wind of any consequence. And the women's 400-meter hurdles, and the hot hurdler this season is in lane 4. That's Tetyana Tereshchuk of the Ukraine.
That was the last one we looked at there, Dwight. And there you're looking at Debbie Ann Parris. She will be in lane 5. She was 4th in the Olympic Games. She runs for Jamaica. And keep an eye on her. She often runs from behind and tries to track everybody down the home stretch, as Tereshchuk does.
Out lane 7, Tonja Buford-Bailey, who has the second fastest time ever in the event, rounding into shape as she prepares for the World Championships in just a couple weeks.
These athletes measure every stride carefully. They try and repeat the process in between the hurdles, each stride about 7.5 feet long that they will take. There is Tereshchuk. She is in lane 4 in all black.
Play.
And they're away in the women's 400-meter hurdles. Down in lane 3, Ionela Târlea beat Tereshchuk earlier this week in Stockholm. But this is Golden League. Tereshchuk trying to get another victory to go along with her 2 previous victories in these events in Rome and Paris.
Keep an eye here as they approach the hurdle. The first woman over is the leader. They run in lanes the entire way.
Lane 6, that is the current world champion, Daimí Pernía of Cuba. She won in Seville in 1999, continues to lead as they just have about 120 meters to go. It's still Pernía of Cuba, but here comes Tereshchuk on the inside in lane 4. Tereshchuk of Ukraine, next to her in the orange, that is Debbie Ann Parris of Jamaica. But now, it is Pernía picking him up, putting him down with 1 hurdle to go, and it's going to be Pernía who breaks Tereshchuk's win streak in the Golden League. Pernía wins it. It looks like Debbie Ann Parris gets up for 2nd, and Tereshchuk relegated to 3rd. So from about 200 meters out, it was the reigning world champion from Cuba, 24-year-old Daimí Pernía, who dominated this field at the last half of the race. Unofficially 54.21 for the world champion.
You know, agents sometimes get involved here, Dwight, as you know, as far as which lanes they're in. And the fight was on because Pernía was due to be in lane 3. They pushed her out to 6, which is a more favorable lane. And there she is with about 120 meters to go in the red bottoms of the country of Cuba is where she made her move and she began to take the lead. Tereshchuk, who I mentioned, likes to run from behind, as does Parris, don't have the speed here down the stretch in Monaco to catch this woman who is the defending world champion, as we all will be heading to Edmonton.
Official results of the women's 400-meter hurdles. Daimí Pernía of Cuba, the reigning world champion, wins at 54.21. Debbie Ann Parris of Jamaica, 2nd. Tetyana Tereshchuk of Ukraine finishes 3rd.